Hi, I'm Pantazi. Today we're going to work with seizing. Now, seizing I've been demonstrating in the YouTube videos quite a bit. You've seen my posts on the Kyusho and the different postures that we were working with out of that. I also mentioned how it could be with fisted positions too. This position, the dragon posture from the end of Kyusho, it's the same thing as if you were doing basai or many other fisted katas, because the clamping hand or the grasping hand is the chuanfa. That is the essence of the tiger right there, latching on and turning and twisting and torquing into it. That's what it's all about. Same thing when you're doing your hand positions in many different forms. They have a rotation, a small rotation to them. This rotation was sportified, okay, because if you go this way, you're not going to really get a lot of tools and targets that you can work with. However, if you've rotated them up this way, there's a lot more applications you can do. Now, the seizing, the reason why I'm getting into that is because if you get into a fighting situation, okay, once you throw a couple strikes, everybody clenches or goes in for the grasp to either rest, protect themselves from the punches and the kicks. So they go into the grasp and hopefully maneuver. Now, this is where jiu-jitsu and the grappling has become lately, because everybody knows that if you're in a real situation, it's most likely going to end up in the grapple. But that's where the seizing excels, and that's where the tiger excels. Now, if you're in a grappling position, if you're in a clinch position, you can't always launch a strike or a kick. You might be able to throw a knee depending on your position, how the opponent's got you, how close they are, their position to you, your position to them, your balance, etc. You might be able to throw an elbow. Again, it depends on their positioning, how close they are to you. All right, you might even be able to get a headbutt, and I've shown you the elbow techniques, I've shown you headbutt techniques many times for that ballistic concussive attack. Now, let's get into the seizing and the grasping. Now, I released the seizing video back in 2015, somewhere thereabout. I kind of forget when it was, but it's in sequential order. All the videos I've released from the beginning to the end have everything in it. I have not held anything back from Kyusho, even the higher levels. The problem is, you need to reach a certain skill level to be able to understand what was in all those videos. All right, so when you go back, and hopefully today, if you've got the seizing video, you go back and you start looking at what the applications were, and you'll see more than you did the first time you saw it. If you haven't seen it at all, you owe it to yourself to see this amazing thing with the Kyusho and the seizing. Kyusho doesn't have to be hit with ballistic shots. In fact, if you can get that in a real fight, that's hard, okay? It's possible if you train correctly, as we've mentioned many times, as we've demonstrated many times. But it's when you go into that grapple that the Kyusho really excels, and that's when we most need the protection in that position, especially if you're not a grappler. You're going to need some seizing drills. Now, when you're in close, okay, you can clamp onto a person. You can go in with the compressions. You can go in with the seizing or the pressing. And this is the essence of the seizing. It's developing the hand strength with the drills in the beginning. It's working with your targeting under speed and just different trajectories that a strike would be coming in at you. And then it works into the different targets of the human body. Now, you got to remember that this is a sister video or a sister art of the compressions that I did also, okay, which was one of the next videos, or very close to it, maybe 1-2 years away from that. Now, the reason why that's in there is just like the tiger's tooth that I did last week, that video, that showed you the in-close fighting ability of just this one tool. But remember, we have several tools in the Kyusho arsenal. Okay, the 6G hands. Now this hand, just to go back to the 6G hands for a second, I believe transformed from the single bladed grass hand into that shoken, because you didn't have to train it as long. You didn't have to deform and destroy your knuckles, your joints. Because remember, these people were also, they worked the land, okay? That's how people survived back then. It wasn't they went to an office and didn't worry about things. They had to work with their hands. They had to build furniture. They had to build houses. They had to build their tools. They had to farm their lands to take care of themselves and their families. So to destroy their hands conditioning and making sure that their joints were weak or they had arthritis or the pain, that's when they made sure that these weapons that they had to condition to that point were easier to work with, okay? Same ideology and the same targets, okay, but with a different weapon that didn't need that conditioning. And that's what the Tiger's Tooth video was all about. So you see, all these videos play into each other. And that's why the Platinum subscription is the idea for you if you're going to study. Because at any one time in any video that you see something, you can cross-reference it instantly, okay? On the same computer, on the same TV. You don't have to go home and find the DVD. You don't have to look up things for yourself. You can just cross-reference. It's your encyclopedia. And that's why a lot of my, even my high-level instructors, keep subscribing to that year after year, because they keep finding that information. Now, the seizing drills, like I mentioned, are great for in-close grappling. I don't know anybody that's prepared for you sticking your fingers or your knuckles into important vascular tissues or nerve centers or nerve structures. No, not pressure points. These are the real structures and the easiest places to get to them. If you want real self-protection, you need to develop this skill, okay? And the easiest way is to work with the seizing drills and the seizing tape. You've been watching it in the background play out a little bit, different clip-its here and there. It's on the Platinum subscription. It's also available in DVD or MP4 files on Kyusho.com, but I highly recommend that you get into the Platinum subscription, because then you can watch that, digest it, and then go into the compressions video, or you can cross-reference it with video number 7 on the grappling, or you can cross-reference it with Iron Shirt on how to protect against these attacks. All right, so again, it's an encyclopedia, and I urge you to go in there and really investigate it. You won't be sorry. There's so much information in there. There's 30 plus years of videos involved in that. There's well over 200 videos getting into all the details. That will spark information for you to find in prior videos, like all these little short Kyusho Friday road trips. They're there to spark an interest, so you go back into your subscription, look up the video that was referenced or the technique that was referenced, and then you can build on from there with a new understanding and a greater skill level that you will develop. So click the link below, go to the Platinum subscription, sign up, and you will get all this information. So thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing and supporting the Kyusho channel, and helping the art of Kyusho develop worldwide.